taking out the old stove. I went over by my father-in-law's place, and he had just tore apart a camper not too long ago, or a RV, and he still had all the guts of it. So I got a vent fan, which is missing. I got a decent stove. Needs to be cleaned up and vacuumed out a little bit. There's the top to it. And I got all kinds of other stuff. A couple refrigerators. Well, we're going to try to get all this together and see if we can get that out of here. So we just got done taking the old stove out and putting the new one in. And I made this part up here with some scrap I had around, but that's the wrong size nipple to go into this different size gas line for this stove, so I have to get an adapter to go to replace this one that steps up to that size. But it is the right size on this end. That side is the right side. I just got to have this flared. I can't find my flaring tool. So when I go to the hardware to pick up the adapter for that, I'm going to have that flared there. And I need another cap for another gas line. And that'll get that taken care of. And we've got the lid that goes on it. This is the stove I got from my father-in-law.
A symbol of remembrance, and it's a tradition to wear them to honor those who died in war. In Flanders Field,
yeah, it has a little gap there so the heat comes out from the stove.
He describes red poppies growing over the graves of soldiers. So
it's not supposed to be like that.
Take time to thinking for your freedom. And ask
they had put a board over where the vent hood was. I don't know why they did that, but I got a vent hood from my father-in-law. I want to see the front of it. So it's a little beat up, but we'll paint it. Stick it up there. See how it goes up there. It's decent. So when we got this camper, the curtains were shredded by squirrels or whatever that got in here, and we took the curtains out and washed them, the ones that weren't all shredded, and then we found some new ones hiding in the cupboard. So we're just rearranging things a little bit, and we're getting at least some curtains in here for now. Make it look nice. Yeah, it looks a lot cuter in here now. Well, I don't know if you can see it or not. It doesn't look like on the video, but there's a pipe hanging down underneath there. It's a 1/2-inch black pipe, and you can see where that elbow is. It was going up through the floor, and they had some sort of a gas heater that they installed in there. So right now we're in the process of taking all that piping out for it, and then we're going to cap it off over there so that the gas system can be pressurized. Got that pipe out. There's still another pipe inside that we're got to pull out through the floor, but it's already loose. And there's a nipple that we took off, and it was screwed into a T underneath there, so we're going to get a plug to stick in there and seal that up, so that'll be all taken care of. Well, we're getting the new gas line installed. Actually went to the hardware to get that end flared and buy the adapter we needed for right there. And I asked the guy, I said, why don't you go ahead and put a flare on the end of that for me. And I had already called him in advance and asked him if he could do it. He said sure. So I get it down there, and he starts bending the thing all up. I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, oh, I thought you wanted a new one. I said, no, I just wanted you to put a flare on the end of that. Oh, I'm sorry. So he didn't charge me for this piece of copper, luckily. But we're getting her in. Well, I just got the gas hooked up out here. I didn't have all the stuff that used to hook up that was just a nipple down here at the end of this hose, and I know this isn't right. I'm got it hooked up just temporarily to just test the gas appliances and see what works and what doesn't, but I happen to have these parts laying around and was able to adapt up to fit into that regulator. And one of the hoses on this was bad, and there happened to be I had another hose connection that I could put in on this other side here for a regular tank. Now this is the old style, so I'll have to replace this side too, get the new style valve. But we're gonna test out the gas and see what works and what doesn't now. On, and the pilot is lit, so when you set that down, set it down really light because you might blow out the pilot. Unit on that side. And that one doesn't like to come on back there. There it goes.